How y'all doing? This is a new show on the podcast. We got a guest. Her name is Courtney Hall. She she has her own podcast. She has her own show. She's an influencer, and she hosts a lot of events, like a lot of events, and they pay you, right? They pay you,
They better pay me.
and they pay her, so she's important. She's
Because she's important.
she has really cool guests. She just had Exotic Pop on her last show, and I was on that show too. We had fun. It was cool, and we're gonna reintroduce ourselves for the new people that subscribe to my channel, and then we're gonna be on all platforms as well. So let Josh go first.
Ooh, okay. So,
Y'all know,
welcome to the show, the podcast. What we're doing. My name is Josh Perez. I'm a business owner and here to help Mario talk about real estate, interview some nice, cool people, and I am also an investor in real estate myself, and just here to pass gems, give insight, and add value.
tell them how many houses and how many houses you have on Airbnb and how many houses you're gonna have on Airbnb.
So the Airbnb thing is new to me. I've been doing it for, I would say, 5 or 6 months now, and all I did was take properties that were eventually going to be just regular rent tenants in there and converted them to Airbnbs. And so one of them is performing really well. It's probably tripling regular rent right now, but I use that as a second stream of income and a wealth building tool for my personal wealth going forward outside of the company.
Nice.
Okay, we're gonna go to Ron.
Mainly, I'm a physical therapist and I'm a chiropractor. I do a lot of speculating investments. I invest in gold, silver, cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies is my claim to fame. That's my main thing. I do a lot of just speculating. See if something looks like it's going to go up in value. I try to get in there before everybody else does. So it's my main thing.
You don't want to expand on your Bitcoin?
Do I want to explain it?
Expand on it, like
I mean, I do. I mean, I invest in.
like Ripple and Ethereum.
No, okay. So, I mean, what do you want me to expand?
Just tell them like all your holdings, like.
Oh my God. Okay. So
I mean, you don't gotta tell them how much. Just tell them.
okay. So I got into crypto pretty early, about the end of 2013. Started just buying Bitcoins and expanded into Ethereum, XRP, and Stellar Lumens. All are doing very well. I was telling you guys, hate to, rub it in your faces to get some before
He did.
December, and it hit in December.
He did.
December 16th, to be exact.
I listen to everything he says when it comes to crypto.
Yeah.
It's everything he says so far. We've been doing the show for what, 2 years, 3 years?
Yeah,
2018.
Yeah. So
everything it says comes
and I talk about crypto a lot because it follows a pattern, and a lot of people have become pretty wealthy fairly quickly off of crypto. So it behooves you to pay attention because I think that's the direction we're all headed. Digital. Everything's becoming digital. Everything's being done right now is digital. So. Yep.
So who's our guest?
Courtney Hall.
Or our co-host? Or
Hey. No, hi. You want me to introduce myself? So my name is Courtney Hall. I have a TV show, podcast, whatever you want to call it. It's on social media, all of the social media platforms. It's called The Courtney Hall Show. I think I just said that. But I interview people who are doing amazing things in their community and for themselves. And so, Mario's been on the show. He's going to come back again by himself, and we're just going to chat and talk. But I've had a lot of great people on my show, and I'm just very honored to have the platform.
awesome, good. You were talking.
I feel like a pageant girl.
I was gonna say that was very well rehearsed. I'm like, whoa.
And I don't rehearse that at all, but it just sounded really rehearsed.
What's your background like? It's like schooling or what's your background?
So I have a degree in English, and then I'm getting my MBA right now in human resource management and project management.
Do you do that right now on the side or?
So my day job, I'm an architectural review specialist.
Okay, I don't know.
wow.
So I review plans
Uh-huh.
every day in and day out. It's pretty boring to other people. I was telling Josh, it's pretty boring to other people, but it's exciting to me.
Do you like it?
I like it.
For real?
It's exciting to me. At first, I'm not going to lie, I did it for the money, and then I was like, oh, this is really cool. Looking at plans, it's like a puzzle. Gotta look at it right.
Are you
So-
gonna have to go back to work soon? Like
Me?
physically? Like
It really just depends. Right now, they are not telling us to go back into the office, so I'm working from home. But I have like a designated space that I, work out of. And then if I have to actually, get on a Zoom meeting, I still like put on my makeup, put on my clothes.
So you liking this whole COVID stay at home stuff, or do you like you seem like you're probably a people person, so you like to be around people.
I do. I like to be around people, but you know what? Working from home to me, it's kind of like the same thing, like working from the office. I feel like the workload is the same. Something
would it
similar.
change? Would it change as soon as the employer said, "Hey, it's time to go back to the office"? Would it change, or would you think of something else to do, or would you just go in and do your thing?
Would I just go in and, oh, you're cheating? You're supposed
No,
to already know
this is
the
my-
material that I do.
This is my fact checker here.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, cool.
This is the fact checker right here. You say something, I'm gonna fact check it.
Okay, cool. Oh, you're the fact checker. I'm telling you, you're Charlemagne.
Yeah.
And
Like this.
Michelle from Destiny's Child. Okay, so
So going
I'm
back,
here to have a good time,
would
though.
you think about going back, or would you?
no, I would go back. I mean, I do like the office feel, but I mean, working from home, it's not really any different, like I said. So I would go back. It's cool.
Because right now, I mean,
I don't really
in
have
the,
a thought.
in the climate that we're in, I feel like a lot of people have changed their way of life for the past 2 years, and so that's a discussion in itself. Would you go back to the lifestyle you had before COVID? And that includes some people going back to work, some people commuting back and forth like they used to do, versus what they're doing now, just working from home. So would you do that? Would you not do it? Would you kick your side hustle in high
Pros
gear?
and cons. I mean, there's pros and cons of both. I hate traffic, so
I do too.
but I like seeing, I like communicating with people though. You know what I'm saying?
Has anybody?
Come back to the gym, Mario.
No, I'm not. No, I work out. I just don't play basketball anymore.
What happened?
Huh?
You love
happened?
basketball.
I mean, I got.
No, just spill the tea. What happened?
What you mean? What happened?
Yeah.
He's real serious about the
Did somebody
COVID
like?
stuff.
I'm
No,
not-
Somebody like.
I'm not serious. I just
no, it's not wrong with that.
my father and my wife. They bother me about like being really in close proximities to people, and so I don't want to be that close to nobody.
Here we
like
go.
sweating in my face.
And he's
Here
like
we
triple
go,
vaccinated.
Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
You probably
So
got
are
all
y'all
three.
vaccinated? I mean,
Yeah,
is that
that's
cool to
like-
even talk about?
Yeah, I
or-
got vaccinated.
I'd like that to remain a mystery.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I got my 2 shots. What, you got your shots?
Me? No.
Oh, for real? Dang, I'm the only one.
I'm not vaccinated.
Dang.
I'm not shy to say it either.
Has
It is what it is.
anybody ever within a small group here tested positive for COVID?
Never.
No.
No. Okay.
But I'm not around people. Like, I'm not dumb.
Uh,
You shouldn't be stupid and go around people. Especially for me, I'm not vaccinated, so I'm not going to be like around a large group of people. Yeah, you all, but hopefully,
Well, that there
Y'all
lies
don't
a
We're
have
not.
anything.
We're not. Yeah. Nobody's coughing.
Yeah.
The noses are
Yeah.
leaking or anything like that. So.
Is your job gonna require you to get vaccinated before you go back to work?
no, as of now, no.
I think.
You're not in the. Your job is not in the healthcare field or anything like
It's
that.
not, no.
Okay. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Well, I think you probably use a little harsh word there when it says you said I'm not stupid, and I'm not calling you out on that. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying I'm not.
Let's be a little bit more sensitive to
Host.
people who may or may not be vaccinated. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I feel like in that same thought process that you just said about going to the gym and playing ball,
Yeah.
in the same thought process, you're saying, hey, look, we're here, us four, we're talking, we're closer than 6 feet from each other. So no matter what, you're always going to be at risk to receiving or catching COVID. He may be asymptomatic for all we know, and just be a big ball of COVID. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you, my personal thoughts are, if you are in a job role or situation where you're in general public all the time, like let's say for example a bus driver that works for the city, or somebody who people walk, or nurse, stuff like that, then you're at a higher risk for bumping into people to get help.
Right, and let's be clear, I'm not calling people stupid. I'm saying I'm not going to be naive knowing that I'm not vaccinated. So I'm not going to go in a large group setting and, talk to people, get in people's faces knowing that I'm not vaccinated. I'm going to wear my mask. I'm going to make sure that I'm eating healthy. I'm going to make sure that I'm trying to be as healthy as can be. So, no, I'm not calling anybody stupid, but I'm saying don't be stupid.
Good.
Two different things.
Are we all on the vitamins and stuff? Y'all got your immune systems up?
I'm on vitamins.
It's
I'll
important.
take a little vitamin. Vitamin C.
When you work out, do you practice social distancing?
Yes. So there's only 2 people. Wait, there's only up to 3 people. Sometimes 4, but usually, 3 or 4 people.
So it's like you, your personal trainer, and then like a couple other people.
Right.
Oh, that's not bad.
And then he wipes down everything. Like one time, the spray was getting on me. I was like, oh my goodness. But I loved it because they're actually being cautious.
Mm-hmm. I feel that.
So
what about y'all? Do y'all wipe down y'all stuff?
apparently I don't work out. Apparently I don't work out at all.
No, you don't work
You
out,
can
and you
tell.
look fit too.
No, I'm not that fit at all. But I mean, I don't go to the gym. I'd rather run outside, in the morning or do the bike. But I want to go back to talk about a little bit your show for a little bit. Earlier in the hall, we were having a brief discussion, and there's people out there who want to start a podcast. I saw an interview a couple days ago. Same guy that Mario interviewed from Atlanta, and he's talking about starting and producing a podcast. I don't think it is the easiest thing in the world. It's not the hardest thing in the world. But tell us and tell the audience how you started, why you started your show and your podcast, how long it's been, and what do you see in the next few years in your show?
Right. So I think you said it perfectly. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's not the hardest thing in the world. Just start it. If you're wanting to start a podcast, just start it, a show, whatever your vision is. I always say just do it, no matter what it is in life that you want to do. For my show, and I was talking to Mario about this too, I actually wanted to get my degree. There's a long story behind it. Should I get into it? Do we have enough time for that?
Yeah,
go for it.
We should just go ahead and do it? Okay, so I went over to my grandmother's house, and she was like, you know what, Courtney, I really want to see you graduate. Excuse me. And at the time, oh my gosh, I have COVID. At the time, I was just kidding. But we were just joking. Okay, that didn't go over well. I'm not a comedian, obviously. But yeah, so at the time I was dancing, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then I don't know if she had a stroke. I think she had a stroke, and it put her into just a bad space. Now she's in a nursing home. And
This is grandma, right?
this is my grandmother, yeah. And so once I realized all of that, happened to her, I was like, okay, I have to stop, get my degree. After that, I went right back to school. I'm in school now for my MBA. What was the rest of the question?
Show.
And so for the show, I was like, you know what? While I'm in school, I still want to be creative. So what can I do to be creative? I know I love talking to people. I know I love just anything creative. So I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and start this show because people reach out to me all the time anyway to say, hey, do you know a videographer, or do you know a dancer? And I said, okay, you know what? I'll have this platform where people can come on, explain what they do, and I can say, hey, go to my YouTube page or my social media page and you can see everything. So that was the main reason of me starting the show.
Okay, so first show, how did it go?
Oh, my first show, like the first 4 episodes, they were cool. I was like, oh, I'm Oprah. It was great. I felt like it was cool. And then I had to just get used to, I had to like really find like my groove, my style. And then I was like, oh no, I don't think I want to mimic Oprah. I want to be just me. And so now even the layout, like how I have it now, I think it's cool. Like it's my style. It's me.
And so when it comes to like the production part of your podcast, is it you got that down now? Like
Yeah. Yeah, everything about my show I really like about it.
Are you doing your own production, or you have somebody like kind of coaching you, or with the production side of things?
As far as production, meaning like the cameras, the editing.
Like the way we have Q over here.
Yeah, so I have somebody to do that.
Okay. What
Yeah.
about like, I mean, you seem like you're pretty, I don't know, what you call it.
Poised.
Yeah, no, like you've done this, or you're more of a natural or something like that. So you do your own, like, dang, I'm saying too many ums and does and stuff like that. You know, some people need that, you know?
Yep.
I mean, most people do, tell you the truth.
Maybe
Yeah.
or you say, like maybe like public speaking.
See, I was
or-
going to say seasoned,
Yeah.
right? You seem
Like
more
a seasoned
seasoned, like,
interviewer.
yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yep. The first time I met her, I thought she was like in journalism because she was so well spoken.
No, that's what I was going to say. I thought you were in journalism
Oh,
too.
that's a
Because you
compliment.
do
Thank
pronounce your words very clearly.
Articulate.
So,
Thank you. No, I don't.
Okay.
Short answer.
no, okay. Okay, no, maybe you don't need it. No.
So the answer
Yeah.
is there's no formal training in hosting a show or interviewing, right?
No.
So it just comes natural then.
Yeah.
So that'll be the answer.
Yeah, that's probably why she started. Started like, might as well.
Yep.
Might as well make money.
Yep. So as far as
Do y'all
making
have
money,
water?
yeah, we can get you a water. Yeah. So as far as making money,
I got one.
what do you see in your show, and how do you plan on to monetize the show at some point?
Currently, I do a lot of hosting. So my show, they bring different gigs, I would call them, and that's how I make money. So I make sure that my show, each episode, I make sure that it looks nice, it's produced well, so people can say, "Oh my gosh, I want to work with her." From my hair to the outfit to everything, I make sure that it looks nice. Now, in the future, I want to stay on social media as long as I can and work for my own self. I actually want it to be on a network and just be like the face of the network. Cube 57, I don't know if you all heard about that, but that's the show that I actually, or the network that I wanted to be a part of. I met with someone who worked there, and he said, listen, we can literally, I'm going to shorten this up because I know I talked to you about it, but he said, listen, we can literally change the name, have you come on, build the show, change the name, and then kick you out, and you get nothing. And after I had that conversation, yeah.
What a
What?
deal.
Yeah, in a nutshell, yeah, that's what he said.
100% true though.
It's 100% true. In a nutshell, that's what he said. And I'm not going to say any names, but
What was in it for you though?
that I get to
Oh.
have my show. Like,
I
of
mean,
course,
I
of
can
course,
see
whenever
that.
But
you
for how
can-
long though? For like,
I mean, well, we didn't get into, that
you
type
need
of thing.
specific.
Yeah, we
Time
did.
out. Was this a real type of offer on the table?
Well,
to
we
run a show
we
or
were
produce a show?
talking about it.
Did
So
you
we
have
were
to
just talking about it. So it wasn't an offer. It wasn't like, oh, you're going to start this tomorrow or next week or next month. It wasn't
was
anything
advice.
like that.
It was advice.
It was,
Okay.
It was just literally sitting down
I
and
say
talking.
that. I say that because there was probably some pros and cons if that was an actual, offer on the
Of
table.
course,
I
right.
would say for clout
Grow
sake.
up. I
for
would
clout sake,
say
do it.
you grow a following, you know.
Yeah, for clout sake, you
And
can
then-
do that
and then
because
venture off.
this same thing works both ways. They can kick you off the show, but you can take the show and produce your own show
That's
with
true.
the following. So
That is true.
may not necessarily be a bad thing if
That's
it
very
ever
true.
were to come up.
Yeah.
So
No,
like,
that is true.
Like
That is
Rory,
true.
like Rory and Mal, like how they did their own show on YouTube.
Oh, with
Joe Budden
Budden.
podcast.
Yeah, like that.
I think it probably could have worked out for you.
But that wasn't their show, was it?
No, it was Joe Budden's
Okay.
podcast.
Okay.
I mean, it's a very high example, but you can say the same thing happened to Dave Chappelle
Oh, yeah.
in a sense. Even though they didn't kick him out of the show, he walked away from
That's
the
not.
show.
It's not the same thing because
Well, here's a question.
Joe
When-
owns
when-
everything.
I know, but when you have so much following and people tune in to watch you, right? So if it's a show called the Dave Chappelle Show or the Courtney Hall Show and Courtney Hall's not there, it's not a show anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
Or if it's called the Morning Show, right? Let's just be honest. We all listen to the Breakfast Club,
Yeah.
right? So if the Breakfast Club lost Charlamagne the God, DJ Envy, and
But-
what's her name?
Angela Yee.
Yeah,
They
Angela
could
Yee.
take that somewhere else on another platform though. David Chappelle, he couldn't take that.
I know, but you would lose your following. like overnight. If they ever kicked them 3 off at the same time, it would just tank.
It would.
And they try to do that with Angie.
Yeah.
Angie Martinez?
Yeah.
She got. I mean, they called her back quick.
Yeah, exactly. Because the ratings just.
Did
they
it?
just dump.
Really?
Yeah, they dump. So if she were to start a show somewhere else,
Yeah.
and it's not her show, and the people tune in and listen to her, yeah, you start a
Yeah.
following, and you capitalize off of that.
So he wasn't gonna pay you anything. You just gonna be on there.
No, we didn't. We
Just
didn't. Like I said,
conversation.
we didn't talk about that. It was literally, like you said,
It was
just a
a
conversation.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
very surface.
I'm just making your wheels spin in your head.
Is
All right.
this like a known person in Houston? Like the person you're referring to?
You know what? I don't know if I don't think so. Like he worked behind the scenes,
Oh,
and I
okay.
worked with him at Radio Disney Houston whenever I danced for and worked for that station.
Oh, that's cool.
So let me ask you another question. How do you make money?
How do I make money? Well, for the show, as far as
Yeah,
the show,
yeah.
So
That was
going
the
back to what I
secret
kind of
sauce. Secret
said
sauce.
before, yeah. So the show, I put the show out, and from there, people look and say, "Hey, can you host, this event, or can you do this or do that?" And that's what
So,
I do.
what
That's how
would-
I make the money.
Not to put you on the spot, but what was your first paid hosting gig? When was it?
When was it? It was. When was that?
Well,
I want to say.
I don't put you on the spot. Regardless of when it was it like an aha moment, like aha, somebody's going to pay me to host, or that was the goal? Because sometimes you don't necessarily have a goal, right, when you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
If I say, hey, Mario, I'm going to pay you $8,000 to come because you have a following to come on my show, right? All of a sudden you're like, aha, somebody's going to pay me $8,000. Who's the next guy going to pay me $8,000?
Exactly.
So was it an aha moment for you where somebody's like, hey, come host this event or this, let's say it was a beauty pageant or a wedding or something, and, what's your fee? Now all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, what is my fee?
Right.
Is it something like that, or you knew what you were doing?
So I feel like it was a little bit of both. So I knew what to charge. I knew what to say. I knew how to say it. And I feel like my first hosting gig was like towards the end of 2020. It was like November, December. But it was that aha moment, like, okay, this is my formula. I'm going to put out really good content. I'm going to get these gigs, and this is going to pay for what this is over here. Until I get like Mario and everything's paying for itself. But anyway.
I ain't getting paid nothing.
So
You're not?
which
No,
which
not really.
platforms
But
are
you're
you on?
monetized. You are monetized.
I am
Yeah.
monetized on
Okay.
YouTube.
That's a goal. You hit a goal.
That's the goal.
People don't have
That's-
monetized
that's
YouTube
the
channels.
goal.
I'm getting like
What
$1 a
platforms are you
day.
on?
All social media platforms. So YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. I'm not on Spotify though. Mario, you taught me about that, or you told me about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they pay you for
And Apple.
the commercials and stuff. I think the
Who-
sponsors.
Oh,
Like,
The sponsors.
Earn Your Leisure, that's how they started off with. They started, they were getting like $20 per sponsor, and then it's like 4 or 5 of them. So they're like, it's not enough money for all of us, but they just kept it going. Like all of them have ownership in the show. It's Rashad, Troy, and then there's the people behind the scenes. It's like 2, 3 of them.
Oh, okay.
They had like a camera guy, a video guy, and then they got a.
So with y'all doing the show, do you split it up like 3 ways, or
I
how
just
do you
let
do
Mario
that?
have all the money.
Oh, okay. So you do it for fun. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
really
for fun.
cool.
I mean, it's just
We haven't made
we
any-
all have our individual ways of how we have create income. Like I was telling you out there in the hallway. So essentially, it's a podcast for us to just drop gems. We talk a lot about real estate. There's a lot of things about real estate that people need to know. Mario does sell a course in
It's $25.
yeah, $25 real estate course.
That's not a
It just
bad
teaches
thing.
you
That's
the
a good thing.
It teaches you the basics.
Yeah.
Because you're
Wholesaling.
selling to the masses
Yeah, I'm
instead
about to.
of.
I'm about
And that's-
to.
Big.
I'm about to redo it. I'm gonna sell it for like 100 or something like that.
I mean,
500.
25 is good too because you're
500.
getting people.
2,500.
500.
Oh, 500.
And then 2,500.
25 is good. Let me tell you something about Mario. What I really genuinely like about you, you're humble. You don't boast about what you have. You don't boast about what you do. you're really trying to help people. You're really trying to help people who are trying to break into the industry that you're in. And I really do admire that, and I really do appreciate that. So whether it's $25, $10, $10,000, I'm pretty sure you're going to be successful in what you
Thank
do.
you.
Wow. Can you testify for me in a court of law? 'Cause that was good.
Yeah, it was
Yep.
really good. Thank you.
Dang, Ron, I thought you were going to be.
You
He's
need
the
to-
Charlemagne.
You need to pay her.
Jeez, Ron.
You need to pay her to do some hosting. She's pretty good at it. She made you look really
thanks.
good.
Oh yeah, I know.
All right.
I mean, I got to throw an event though.
Oh, all right. Go ahead.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm
You
for
got that halo around your head
Come
now.
on, let me hear the event. What is it? You say you got to throw an event?
Yeah.
Spill it.
Man, why y'all put me on the
You
spot?
said I got to throw an event, so spill it. Come on. What's it got to do
I
with?
mean,
Let's
Some
interview you
wholesale,
now.
right?
you know, you have y'all heard of Invest Fest that just happened?
Yeah.
I want to do that like so bad, but for Houston, because I was in Atlanta.
Oh, that'll be good.
Basically, get all the entrepreneurs in Houston, have like booths, and then have like a stage, and then we all come out. I think that would be so dope for the city. I think that would be real awesome.
You should do it.
Yeah, you should. I don't think we do. And mind you, listen, there's a whole culture that's in Atlanta that is definitely not here in Houston.
Yeah.
But I don't think that there's enough. There's a small group of people. Like when I first started. Oh no, I'm sorry, I take that back. When I started to reinvest in real estate, early 2019, 2020, I started to dive into Instagram to find, movers and shakers. And that, although I know you invest all the time. I was looking for a particular thing, and I found it in Instagram. And you find people who do things, and then you find a circle of people within one city that do all the same thing or have the same type of cord. I bumped into a good friend of mine who's a home builder who I'd known him when we were in high school, and he was one of my good friends' little brother. And I had never, ever crossed paths with this guy since then. And, come to find out he's a mover and shaker in Houston. And his network or circle of friends is, high network of people.
What's his name?
Shelton. He owns Park Street Homes. So his name's Kevin Shelton. And but anyway, like I was finding people that did what I wanted to do on Instagram, and then you look at them and you're like, hey man, that's a smart move. So like I feel like there is an opportunity for you or anybody else to take that and then network within just the Houston market. And there are real estate networking groups, but they've been there for years, and you're not necessarily just trying to do that to sell a course. That's what they do. They sell a course. You're just trying to get the group together.
Who you talking about me?
Yeah, is that what you're?
Yeah, I just love what they did over there. Like they had like everybody flying from different cities and states. Like they had not this one, but before they had Shaq. Like that viral moment when he's talking about he owns Marilyn Monroe and all the likenesses, and like I thought that was pretty cool. We actually started before Earn Your Leisure. We started like that summer. I don't know if they started on. We started on YouTube before them. I don't know if they had their platform. They're on other platforms, but we started on YouTube before them, and they just kept on going viral. And I guess we wasn't able to go viral.
No, I mean like I do look at these other podcasts, and I think that sometimes they have a definite, clear plan on what they want to do. And here it's just more of conversations amongst folks that,
But that's how it starts though. Like they'll have a particular subject, like say they're talking about Ethereum, and then they'll like clip it out, and then everybody's reposting.
I think it's way more produced than you believe, man.
real?
I already know it is. If you're talking about Ethereum, there's always some expert that comes out and that
it's like a commercial.
Yeah,
it's like do.
Yeah,
and it's like
Oh no, I think it's way more produced.
Like that Shaq moment was crazy. Like that.
But you got to get there. We just can't call Shaq to come holler at Josh, at the mosquito guy. They come holler at us, but you got to get there.
Then David Shands, he had when he interviewed Dame Dash, they're talking about Jay-Z suing him because he was trying to sell his portion of his mass. He owned 33% of Reasonable Doubt, and he was trying to sell it. And Jay-Z was suing him because he didn't want him to sell it, but it was his prerogative to sell it. and that moment went viral. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
It's all about eyes, attention. It's all about how much attention you have on you. How much eyes can you get towards you?
So would you rather have good content or a viral moment?
But I mean, I feel like they have both, though. I feel like they have good content and viral moments.
I agree. I think there's both. You have to have both.
Yeah, they got both, and I feel like we could have both too.
The viral moment will be with you, I'm sure, somewhere.
We'll see.
So who's the Beyonce of the crew?
Mario.
It's Joe Budden.
Okay.
David
The Joe
Ruffin.
Budden.
David Ruffin.
Mario again.
That's cool.
I'm just here for backup.
So, man. So, do you consider yourself a perfectionist?
Yes.
How long does it take you to get ready to come on the show?
1.5 hours.
It takes me like 10 hours.
Are you? Nah, you playing?
No, seriously, 10 hours.
I thought you was kidding.
No, seriously, like 10 hours. It's
So
crazy.
I have a question about your
No, I'm
show.
just kidding. It does take me
Oh,
10
I was about to say, I was like, what time do you wake
All
up?
of your faces were like, what?
I have a question.
No, it takes me like maybe 2 hours.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's at 1.5.
That's like average.
In all sincerity,
The key to selling, always go higher. Make them believe the higher number.
Yep.
So whenever you say the actual number, it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
so in your podcast, I see a drastic change where like you go from a podcast where you're just like on a couch and talking to your actual setup to where, to me, this is probably your calling card now, right? So at what point did you decide to do this and why?
Well, see, that was my vision from the beginning. But I had this money, you know?
Okay. So
Yeah.
that was more
So,
money? That was more money?
Well, you know, now what I do now, I'm there for a longer amount of time because I'm interviewing more people. But whenever I started, like I tell everybody, just start. No matter where you're at, no matter what you have, no matter what you know, just start. And so my starting point was actually in a business building, like the hallway. And I interviewed, I don't know if y'all know him, but I Heart Memphis. He like I Heart Memphis.
No, no,
He did like this big song. He did this big song. Everybody was doing it, even parents.
Oh yeah. He was on the Breakfast Club. He said he
Yeah.
wanted a million followers on Instagram, and they was like, well, what about $1 million?
Right.
Yeah.
But no, he was really interesting actually. But yeah. So I just started. I did what I had to do. I wanted to do, and I made it work.
Who was your most interesting guest so far?
They're all interesting in their own way.
That's a really good answer.
Oh my goodness! I was like, you're gonna hurt Mario's feelings.
Have you ever
Mario is really cool.
Have
He's
you-
like really on point.
Have you ever felt disrespected during an interview?
Yeah, really?
No,
No? Okay.
no, I don't think I did. I say I did?
I think you said like that guy that was lying. He was like showing his underwear.
Oh yeah, he showed his underwear. I was laughing. The reason why I didn't post it is because he was lying about everything. He was like, I worked with Post Malone, and I'm here with this person, and I'm there with that person, and he was lying about music that he produced. And so once my videographer looked into it, we were like, nah, we can't post that.
How old was he?
He was super young.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was super young. I don't know.
I think
He
in
was
this
just
day and
young.
age, you can't lie anymore. Like,
Yeah, you really can't.
Everything you do,
Google everything.
Yeah, everything you
Yeah.
do can be called out.
Right,
Pretty
and
much.
that's why I was like, really? Like he's lying about that?
Maybe like 1999, you could probably lie about something when
Maybe.
everything wasn't on social media.
How did y'all meet though? Like you reached out to him or you reached out to you?
So this guy that was managing me, he was like, "Oh, you should interview him." So I was like, "Oh, okay." And that was pretty much it. Usually, I mean, I do my research, this and that, but you know, he said, "Oh, you should, talk to him," and I was like, "Okay."
Did he have a lot of followers or something?
He did. He had a
Yeah,
lot of followers. Mhm.
Have you paid anybody to come on your show?
No,
No.
no,
Would you?
to come on my show, no,
Yeah. Oh, never.
no.
What do you think about that, Mario? I'm just kidding.
So you paid people to come on your show?
No, of course not. I'm just kidding.
I paid
I think it's all about their reach. You didn't got to say all that, Mario. I think it's about their reach. If and this is a business move, I say, and I'm this is Mario's show, but if you were to say, hey, I can get 10,000 views off a guest, for sure, it might be worth their time. Their time is not going to be for free.
I mean, I know Adam
Still wouldn't do it.
I know Adam 22. He comps his guests sometimes. Like he'll pay for the hotel rooms and he'll pay for
That's cool. Yeah.
like their food and their because he paid for Dame. He didn't pay to come on the show, but he paid so he could come out and be comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Would you do that?
Yeah, I guess I would do that.
Okay.
Comfortable like what? Like Rick Ross getting a massage
I know, right?
during the
the show?
verses?
Nah. Like
I want to get my nails done while I'm on the show.
Like fly him out.
Can you comp that? Can you get my nails done while I'm on the show?
You talking about me?
Yeah.
Man, hell no, man, you ain't getting paid. No. I'll pay that, man. I'll pay Josh, man. Josh brings a lot of value to my show.
No, I don't.
Put him on the spot.
I'm just here for backup. So, I do have a question. Another question. Here I am again.
With the question.
Your social media, it's not real deep. And when I say deep, let me explain. I'm not trying to rag on you. But like,
You couldn't.
No, I know I can't. So like you have a lot of good content on your show. It's very well. I'm at a loss for words, but it's well put together. So, but my question is, like, let's say for example, I can go back and I can look at Mario from when he first started real estate, maybe 2017, 2016, 2015, 2014. But when I say your catalog isn't real deep. So was it at a certain point you just jumped on the gram, or were you on there before and this is a new page?
Right. So my Instagram, if you're looking at Courtney Hall TV, then you'll see, I kind of take stuff down, here and there. If you go to YouTube, you'll see like day one to now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all strategic then.
Yes, it is.
Cool.
It is.
Good. I mean, just stuff to learn, stuff for people that are doing the same thing. They might want to know. You may.
But everybody, some people, they don't want to do that type of thing. They want to keep everything from day one, and that's cool too, because you can go back and you can see, oh wow, she started here and now she's there. But not me.
Has anybody tried to come on your show and you was like, absolutely not?
No.
Have you left somebody on red that asked to come on your show?
No. I answer all my DMs. Well, not all of them, but
Whoa.
not all of them.
Not
but
me.
Not all of them, but if they're like talking about, business or the show, then yeah, I'm gonna respond to them. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I'm better than you. Like, I'm not gonna.
Has anybody tried to lowball you, to try to retain you? What'd you tell them?
Well, at first, it was like whenever I first started, I guess getting sponsorships, and that was for season 3. And a guy, he gave me money, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got money, yay. I was like, I couldn't really do it because he was asking me for so much, and it was only like $600. Like, it wasn't a lot, it just wasn't a lot for what he was asking.
Well, yeah,
like, I felt like I was like, this is so horrible to say, but like his slave or something. Like, I didn't. So I politely gave his money back.
Sometimes that's the best thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And I felt so empowered and respected by him because he still reaches out. But I felt empowered because it was like, I'm not doing anything for $1. And that's the reason why I will always have my 9-to-5. I'm not ashamed to have a 9-to-5 and do what I love too, as my side hustle.
Okay.
So I've been on the flip side of that, where I sponsor the show, through the company. Just essentially what I was doing was just throwing a bone to guys who I personally knew that had a show, so they could say, this show was sponsored by XYZ. And it's not necessarily a monetary thing, because it's not like I gave them a bunch of money to sponsor the show, but I did want to bring some, I guess, a little bit of officialness to them, and and also help out. So because they're producing their own show, so they're things, $100 microphone, $25 cord, $10 this, $30 that. So like money goes towards those things, But then on the flip side of that, they changed on me. So it was kind of like, hey, now the sponsorship package is $2,500, and I was like, well, you didn't tell me that, and I don't see 2,500 views. I see 25 views. At that point, it's not worth it monetarily.
Wow.
It's not worth it monetarily for me to sponsor you anymore.
On YouTube or
yeah, it was on YouTube. And you know him, but I'll tell you later.
Yeah,
Hey, text me who that was.
I mean, I kind of know.
Was it?
Yeah, let's not do it. 'Cause we don't want to,
But I mean, here's the thing,
bunch of
though.
bullet holes.
You got to create a
Sure,
package.
you don't want to say it?
No,
It'll
I'm
make
not-
you feel better.
No.
Drop them names.
You got to create a package. Like, in other words, if you're going to come to somebody and ask for a sponsorship, or I think the best way to do is organically, where somebody comes to your show and says, I want to sponsor your show because I like it, and I want to contribute towards it. It's initially what it all comes down to all the time. Is whoever's sponsoring your show, unless it's completely monetary, like you got 100,000 views and I sell life insurance and you talk about insurance, of course I'm going to pay for you, to be on your show. But when it's to a show like this, a show like yours, your sponsor has to be somebody who's into you and into your show.
Besides that dude, have you gave anybody else their money back for trying to sponsor your show?
I don't think so.
That was it.
Not off the top of my head. Like, that's the only person that I can actually think about. Yeah.
That was the best move. Give them their money back.
Yeah, it was. I felt better.
So do you have any mentors or anybody that you kind of look up to besides Oprah?
Besides Oprah, I like Tamron Hall, Wendy Williams.
You like Wendy Williams, for real?
Yeah, she's so like fearless.
Yeah,
she just
she
says
is.
it. I mean, some of the things that she does, like in her personal life, I'm not like a fan of
you
it.
talking about,
But as far as like her research, like she's legit.
Yeah.
She's
Did you watch her
That's
doc
a
and
team,
her
though.
show?
That's a team. That's a team doing the research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
She's just not scared to
I'm
go
talking
there.
about at first.
Yeah.
Like she did her work.
She's never scared to go there. That's
She's
what I
never
like about her.
scared to go there ever.
You like Howard Stern? Did you ever watch him growing up?
I never watched him growing up.
I did.
Was he kind of like off limits as a kid? He was for me.
Yeah, like he wouldn't come on till like 11 or 12
Yeah, it
o'clock
was
at
like
night. Yeah.
I always thought Howard
Yeah.
Stern was like a dirty channel.
Yeah, it was. I used to watch him.
What did you like about him?
Man, he just didn't give a F. Like he just Charlamagne said he kind of watched Howard Stern to get to where he's at. So
Oh, that's the guy with like
He's-
the porn stars.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
there.
yeah, he-
Okay,
Yeah.
no, I didn't watch
he's
that.
Fake hair.
He had that movie, and then like on MTV he was Buttman, and he would come out with that costume, and his butt was out.
No, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that? Okay.
Is he still alive?
Is that paint?
yeah,
that
yeah,
was
Oh, he's getting $1 million a month now.
Really?
Yes.
Are you talking about Howard Stern?
Howard,
He probably got
on
way more than that.
Spotify, on
Oh,
Spotify.
yeah.
$1 million a month? That's only 12 million a year.
$1 million a
is-
show, right?
Well,
It's
that's
part of the
that's a
show.
lot- That's a lot of money
Dude.
for some
It's,
folks.
no, it's
Dude, Howard Stern is
That is a
getting
lot.
bread. Like he's paid.
no,
paid.
he got like
He's
a
getting more than that.
500 million contract. Didn't he have like
For real?
no? He had that contract a long time ago. It was like some crazy.
I know he just
serious.
re-signed. He
Yeah.
just re-signed
Yeah.
last year, and it was
Yeah.
for another lucrative.
Oh, it's serious.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but he had that contract a long time ago. He's probably out of that now though.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, he just re-signed for like I think it was like $1 million a show.
Yeah,
Five
that sounds about right.
5-year deal worth $500 million.
Ah, that was about right.
Damn. See,
I don't know if he's worth. I don't think anybody's worth that.
he's like the trendsetter, the goat out here, like
Right.
the real goat out
Obviously.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Of course, besides Oprah's like.
Oprah is like next level. Like
yeah.
she's just in a class of her own.
Yeah, she
But
is.
there's two different types of personalities and two different types of mediums. Like Howard Stern is pure radio, then obviously now podcast. But
Like
Oprah's TV,
Joe Rogan is like,
pure radio.
yeah. Well, no, he's more.
Didn't he do
he's po-
TV as well?
Yeah,
The host.
yeah.
It was Joe
Okay.
Rogan show. There was Joe
Okay.
Rogan show.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
But he hosted
But-
Fear Factor, right?
He did. Okay.
He
did.
does the UFC.
Yeah. He does that too.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
So it's been a long time since we've done a show before. Actually,
It's been
it's been 10 months since we did a show,
Yeah.
and I think that's 10 months too long. But
Sometimes you have to take a break and then come back and like just be on your
It's
game.
mainly COVID though. I'm gonna say that. like I kept it. Well, I mean, I didn't keep it going, but I did the Chronicles during COVID. It was just me and Q in my house in a big room.
Mario said, I kept it going. Listen, I kept the lights on. Okay?
I give him credit. Because the Chronicles, they're cool, man.
Yeah.
So
they definitely talk about all the bad stuff that
yeah,
happened.
they got me monetized. I'll say this though, when we're talking about financial literacy and stocks and real estate, like I was getting like 100 views, but then I'm talking about
The bad stuff.
a guy like throwing a dumpster in my
rats.
house and rats and roaches. I get 8,000
Tell me about that
views.
story. So there were rats in here.
The last one?
Yeah.
You got to see it on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
You got to
yeah.
like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit. Why would I want to watch that video?
Basically,
Rats?
basically
What about rats?
they were not keeping the house clean at all, and like I said on
That's pretty much it, though.
And that's pretty much it.
gotta
All right.
watch
Well, I'll watch it on YouTube.
So
Chicken bones.
Go to
and-
YouTube. It's called the Chronicles.
Yeah.
Landlord Chronicles.
Landlord Chronicles.
Chronicles of a Landlord.
Chronicles of a Landlord. It's got some really good stuff on there.
Yeah.
I will tell you, I saw that show today, and man, you got to change some things, bro. Like you gotta take the high road all the time. Like
I was gonna
you were
tell.
talking
I
about your air
was just
conditioning
gonna.
unit.
Well, I was just gonna ask you this question. Yeah. What's off limits to talk about? Like when you're talking
Yeah.
about yourself. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I can tell.
I want to be.
I was like-
I want to be as transparent as possible.
Yeah,
Like,
but
y'all can
I
ask me
mean-
whatever y'all want to ask me.
I can
I-
tell.
No, yeah, but that's what I was just
I don't
like.
have nothing to hide. Seriously.
Yeah.
So,
but-
I do want to touch
Go
on
ahead,
something.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Shoot.
So there, I want you to acknowledge like what some of the comments that were like. There was a lot of negative comments towards
Yeah,
you
yeah.
out of that show you did with
Reyes.
Reyes. the
Yeah,
entrepreneur.
Reyes.
Oh
Reyes.
yeah, Reyes.
Yeah,
Touch.
people
People
were
was-
calling you fraud.
People were saying that I was lying, that I did not have 5 rentals. They said that I was wearing a jersey. Yeah, I was wearing a jersey on your show too.
So do you think that people didn't believe you because of how you looked?
Because Ron said I look young, and I was wearing a jersey, and I was wearing a fitted, and people say I look like I'm in my 20s, like in my early 20s.
do.
You do, yeah.
I told you I thought I was older than you.
And that's effed up.
I know, but
so they were calling you out. They said you was fraud.
Yeah, they
You
said I
didn't
was
have
fraud.
They thought the whole thing was made up.
They said I was riding around Houston pointing at houses.
Oh my gosh.
So I was
Oh,
like,
my goodness.
So did you make a comeback video?
yeah, I made a reaction.
He brought the
video.
receipts.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I had all
Literally the receipts.
The receipt.
Yeah, I had all my statements. I had everything that I said on that show. I backed up with a video and my statements, basically.
So you made a whole
Nice.
show for the haters.
Basically,
Oh, my
and then
goodness.
I
That.
posted all the comments on the side, and I was reacting to all the comments.
Yeah, I mean, did that teach you anything though, or did you learn anything, or did it just make you stronger?
I learned that. I mean, because I look young and.
I told you because I mean he's going for like, hey, I'm just like you feel,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
If I can do it, you can do it type feel.
That's
But
why-
then that doesn't work for everybody. Some
don't,
people have
yeah.
to see
Yeah.
a button down shirt,
Yeah.
I mean,
some
but
jewelry.
If you look at
A nice car.
if you look at Earn Your Leisure podcast, you look at David Sham's podcast, you look at Joe Budden's podcast, they're wearing whatever they want to wear. So why do I have to wear a polo or a button down?
That's what makes you you.
But
that makes you authentic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And then
I don't know.
when I'm buying houses from people, I'm not wearing that. I'm wearing like I've met up people are like, hey, if you come out right now,
So whenever you buy houses, what are you wearing?
I'm wearing whatever their availability is. If they're like, hey, look, if you could beat this guy from,
So it doesn't matter
I mean,
basically.
I agree to a certain degree.
because like sometimes I'm at the gym.
Because I feel like whatever you wear to buy a house, that's what you need to be wearing in your videos. Because if you dress in a
Okay,
fitted,
I'm wearing-
in a jersey,
I'm wearing gym
and
clothes.
then
I'm
when
wearing
you
gym
go buy a
clothes.
house, you're all GQ'd
Yeah.
up, then you're lying.
I'm wearing gym clothes. I
Okay,
I
gym
wore
clothes.
gym clothes several times.
This
Like
needs to be
Okay.
your next topic. I close on a house in my gym clothes.
I had, but
Yeah.
like three times before.
But not everybody can do that, though.
No. No,
Listen,
you can't.
listen.
Yeah.
The seller was like, if you come out in the next 30 minutes, I'll sign your price agreement sheet. And I'm like, all right, I'm on my way. It was one time I brought my son with me because she was like, you need to come out right now. And I was like, and I couldn't drop him off anywhere. So I had to go. I had one hand on I was carrying my son
Getting it
one
done.
hand.
You got-
and
you
then
getting
one
it done. You getting it done.
One hand I had the offer agreement sheet.
Any means necessary.
So
I like that. That's cool.
I'm not wearing I'm not wearing a button up or a suit or tie or whatever.
I think though you have to have a certain level of social proof, like proving who you are, and I think those people that you mentioned, they're very articulate.
And then that's why
They're very, very like trained. Like you remember that David Shands was saying something about he had a mentor and he taught him how to speak and how to do this and all that stuff like that. That's why I asked. I said you're very polished.
Oh, okay.
You seem very
Yeah.
polished, but you just probably just always been polished.
Yeah,
So probably went to a private school.
my mom, she was an English teacher.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
that's my story.
No, where are you from though?
Spring.
Okay, you from Spring. Okay,
Spring?
you're
I
not.
thought you was from Atascocita.
I live in Atascocita. I grew up in Spring.
Oh, from the hood of Spring.
The hood of
The
Spring.
ward, Spring Ward.
Is Spring a ward now? You know what? When I grew up and I went to Spring High School, like that was the white school.
Oh, for
Like
real?
I was one of not that
A
many.
few.
A few.
A few. Yeah.
I don't know nothing about the North Side.
But now I think somebody did get killed at Spring High School, like a few
That was a
years
suicide,
back.
though.
Was it?
That doesn't count.
At
No, it
Spring
doesn't.
High
Yeah,
School?
it wasn't
No,
drive by
I'm just
one.
kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a drive-by. It was a suicide.
Oh, I don't know about that one, but somebody at the school got stabbed and he ended up dying, and I was like, ooh, ooh. But I still love Spring. It's cool.
So what's next for Mario? What are you gonna?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
It's called Pirate. It's a rum.
Okay.
I,
I was like, is that paint or is that alcohol that I'm smelling? But it's
that
alcohol.
was
It's
definitely
good.
alcohol.
It's rum,
So you have
yeah.
to
It
drink
smells
in
sweet.
order to
No, I don't have to do anything.
be Charlemagne the God. Okay, cool.
I just figure, hey, this is the time of year when I'm not working that much. I took a month off to just regroup and
I thought this is really busy.
It is really busy,
Oh.
but I need mental health, all that good stuff. I
Decompress.
gotta, man.
Dang, everybody's claiming mental health
Nah,
now.
man, I'm like,
Is it a real thing though?
I think
Nah, it is.
Well,
It
for,
is.
for me,
Ooh,
no, it is.
Ooh,
For me,
I'm touching a nerve.
no. For me, is I go so hard all the time.
Yeah.
That
I feel like
my body will literally tell me either
Shut down.
you stop or I'm gonna stop, and then I usually wait too long for that. To the point where like I'm not feeling well, I get real like you just spaz out.
I agree.
What-
I
what does
agree
your,
with
what does
that.
your wife?
Definitely.
What does your wife do? She don't just shut you down.
Oh yeah, that's the whole reason why I shut down. Because if it wasn't for her, I'd go until I fall off, like it just fall out. Period. I've done it before. Like, it happened in 2014. Like I just literally,
Collapse.
yeah, hospitalized type situation where it's
Damn.
like you go so hard and you.
Yeah.
I'm chasing a dream. I have a clear vision of where I want to be, where I'm gonna be, and it's working.
What's your goal? What's your goal?
$1 million a month.
$1 million a month.
$1 million a month. That's my first goal. $1 million a month. Close to that, I got to get higher. To that point, it's just growing on top of that.
Do you want to get like a private jet or something like that?
I don't have to have all that.
wanna have
No,
all that?
now you're just throwing stuff out there. I don't know. But that's my first goal. My first target that I see that I want to hit that's attainable to me is $1 million a month.
And
Yeah.
that's solely off of mosquito.
That's the business
and
stuff. Yeah, that's the
pest
business stuff.
control.
Yeah. The real estate stuff is all just personal.
That's like extra.
Personal wealth growth is all it is.
Okay.
And I really, before when we first started the show, we were talking about real estate and wealth and all the other stuff, and it really just inspired me to do what I've been talking about. Like I know it, so let me just do it, and it's been working.
You was flipping before the show though.
I was flipping before the show, but I was doing it prior to me opening my business, so I had stopped, and then I got to the point where I thought about it. I was like, hey, all wealthy people own properties.
They do.
No wealthy person just sits there. It's like, oh, I only got one house. They got either multiple units, more than one house. So I said, let me just go that route. And that's what I do personally. Like that's not part of the business, but I don't know how we got on me.
And you don't want to teach people how to do it.
No. I mean, I'll teach anybody. I'm not going to
Yeah.
sell a course. I'll take anybody. If somebody wants to hit me in my DMs, which don't do that because I don't even know you.
Yeah.
But I will respond. But I'm more about my friends. Like, hey, well, my buddy over here wants to be XYZ.
Yeah,
Tell him show him how to do it.
That's different because, like when I first posted my first house on Instagram, like my DMs was flooded, and I was like telling people what I was doing. I started off with my credit, like I took out cash, and I've recently done that again, and then I bought houses, and then I refinanced, and so I was like, what's your credit? And 9 out of 10 times the credit was like shot. So
Yeah.
so I wasn't wholesaling at the time, and then I started wholesaling in 2018, and I got kind of.
So, when you say wholesaling, you know, are you familiar with real estate?
I'm not. So I'm
Okay, so
literally
you're
just
I know
listening
that's why
to
you usually drop these terms.
Okay, well, basically wholesaling is you don't use any of your money. You
You just find houses for other people, basically.
Yeah.
All right, but go ahead. It's like you find deals.
Yeah,
and then like you always say, pushing paperwork.
Yeah, you're pushing paperwork. You're flipping paperwork. You get a house on the contract, and then you sell that contract to a buyer like me or Josh or Ron.
You don't need money to do it.
And then you make the markup basically. Like you could make 10, 20. Some people made 100,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
do you like doing that? Well, obviously you do.
I'm more of a buy and hold type person. I don't really like wholesaling because sometimes buyers they talk to you like spicy and they.
What's spicy? What do they
I
say?
was like, spicy, like, ooh, you sexy.
Nah.
Come over here. Come over here.
Nah. They talk to you like you're beneath them sometimes. And I'm like
you work for them.
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, I got rentals and I flip too. Hey, chill out.
So
But is that a part of the game though?
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is, but you gotta have a respect. You know what I'm saying? Like just cause. Like at the end of the day, I don't need you, and I could just turn around and just keep the house myself. You know what I'm saying?
I think you got to play that game. You got to play like, I'm really busy, and if you want to do this deal, we can. If you don't, then don't worry about it.
Like the house I just bought yesterday.
Pause. You bought a house yesterday.
Yeah, I bought a house.
Okay,
yesterday.
good. Just let the people know that you're active in real estate.
Yeah. I'm real active.
You just talk the talk. You walk the walk.
Yeah, I just bought a house in real estate. It's my 6th rental. I shopped it out a little bit, and the guy was like, just playing games. And I just sold 2 houses to him.
What do you mean he was playing games? Like he wasn't.
Like he was like, it's not my area. It's a little bit too much. And this house had way more than like I literally sold him like a lot and a house that was burned down. Okay. And I made like $25,000 for both of them. So in my head, I'm like, this house is way put together than those houses. Why are you saying that this is too? Because I was trying to.
You were gonna wholesale it? Is that what you're talking about?
I was thinking about it.
Oh, okay. You were thinking about it. Okay.
Because it was a lot of stuff on the title, so I was just like, man, I'm just gonna wholesale it.
You know what I want to do? And this is actually like the perfect platform to talk about it. So you know how like you go to a nice club or whatever the case may be, and right beside it, it's a parking lot, but it's like the gravel parking lot, whatever.
You want to buy that?
I want to buy that.
So you could rent out. I mean, not a rent out, but you could
parking spots.
Yeah.
They can pay you for.
Is that smart? What do y'all think?
Nah, I think that's genius. I think that's dope. Cause
it all depends. You gotta really.
If it's downtown, you good.
It's gotta be a happening spot that's always.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta. It's all how much it costs. Everything. Whenever you do an investment, you got to see return on your investment, right? Because if it costs $200,000 and you're getting $200 a day, you know, I'm like,
because somebody said, well, I talked to a couple of people. One person said that he bought it as is. Another person said that he had to like tear down a house and then he made a parking lot.
Oh, so you got this from somebody else.
Well, I've been asking questions because I really want to do it.
Put some thought into this.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't done a lot of research, but I mean, I've been asking around, like if I park in a parking spot, like, oh, who owns this? You know, how did you get it? Type thing.
Yeah.
If it's
usually they're not there though.
If it's really popping, it would behoove the owner of that facility to buy that lot.
Yeah. I don't care what it is. If you're gonna buy like a lot, land or a house, I always encourage it. I don't, unless like Ron said, it's like 200,000 or something outlandish, then
it's not cash flowing.
Yeah, it's not cash flowing.
I mean, I say buy the property if it cash flows. Like,
what if it was a house and I needed to tear it down? Would you do it?
It still matters with cash flow.
Yeah, no. Yeah, when I mean cash flows, how much are you going to make from those parking? So you should already figure out how many parking spots are going to be there, and then is it just going to be used on the weekend? And then you should be able to figure out, okay, this is going to pay me $1,200 a month. And then you times it by 12, right? Minus the taxes. And then you say, they call it the cap rate, which is like what's the percentage if I paid cash for this spot, what I get from that, you know? And then you can kind of figure it out, like there's different business methods you can figure these things out, but usually you're looking at the percentage of how much money you're putting out, you know, so for the whole entire deal. Because if you paid $1 million for the parking spot and it's paying you $200 a weekend, you're going to be like, man, I could have built a fabulous studio and
Right.
could have built a club.
Commercial building.
Yeah, I could have bought a commercial building or something.
It's a simple ROI, return on investment.
Yeah, just return on investment though. But what else have you been looking into besides something like that? Do you got your hand in too many cookie jars right now?
No, that's actually the only thing really that I've been like considering. And I want to get like a space, but I don't know. I don't know if it's a smart move or not. I only want to make smart moves. So I don't know. Y'all say yes or no?
I say with real estate, I think it's the easiest thing you can do when you're talking about houses, like renting out a house. Now people are doing Airbnbs now. I see that. And I've seen some pretty clever things with the Airbnbs where they rent a house and then they Airbnb it out. Sublease. Or they Airbnb.
Wait, can you sublease?
You can.
Some places can.
You have to you have to contract it with the landlord and all
okay.
this other stuff. But I mean, it sounds really interesting that you're not putting really any money in the deal except for buying the furniture and putting the money down, paying the rent. They say.
So let's say if the house is a part of or like in a HOA, you couldn't.
I don't know. You got to figure all that out though, right?
You got to read the bylaws in the HOA. Some HOAs.
Yeah, because I work for it.
Yeah, some HOAs say don't say anything about it, and some HOAs do. So.
But if you're renting, if you rented and did that deal, then you can just find a place where they do. You know, I mean, if you bought it, you kind of feel like you're screwed. You know what I'm saying? I just paid $150,000 or $200,000 for this house.
But to me, that's the smart move.
Oh
like,
yeah,
all my Airbnbs I own.
Yeah.
I don't want to do what they call rental arbitrage, because at the end of the day, let's say 5-6 years from now, you've been paying rent. That's in our world. That's equity that we would be able to capture on top of, you know, and you got tax write-offs. I use it for write-offs. To be honest with you, cash flow, I don't care. It's write-offs and equity capture at the property.
I agree. I mean, there's more than one way to skin a cat, but you also have, like, I'm talking about for people that might not have the greatest credit.
Yeah.
You got good credit, you know. So,
but there's an entryway into everything.
Yeah.
For example, like in real estate, he's talking about wholesaling. That's an entryway to get your foot into real estate and learn a lot real fast. Same thing with Airbnbs. There's a way to get in it without having to go buy a property. You go rent it.
Gotcha.
So there's always a way to get
how's that going for you? Are people damaging your property, or
yeah.
you got some? I would think I would just hire somebody just to buy. Let them do it. Let them put it on the website. And let them clean it, and then I'll give them a cut.
So I'll say this. I experimented with it in April, and my goal was let's just see what happens. But there is an investment. We had to furnish the whole house, right? So in my particular case, it worked out well. I feel like, you know, if you know how to put a product to market, you know what people want to look at and want to stay at, then it'll work. But since April, my Airbnb has not missed a weekend that's not booked.
So how much you made so far?
It averages like $45,000 to $5,000 a month. You know, and the other one's going to do the same thing by what I project.
You talking about Rosenberg?
Do you think that's good?
I'm telling you, forget about the parking spot. Airbnb. Let's do an Airbnb.
So I got 3 that are going to come to the market, right? Airbnb market.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? You know, outside of your career, your job, you've got 3 properties you own that you all have equity in, and that are cash flowing $5,000 or $6,000 a month. That's a home run.
Yeah.
So you just keep expanding on that. Like, one property pays enough to buy the next property to buy the next property.
What's the downside? That's what I'm saying. Are you cleaning, or you just
no? So I'm not. I'm not want to be hands-on. No. So
I mean, well,
when you started, who's dealing with it? Like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I deal with it for the most part, but like, I use my maid that cleans my house that I live in to go clean the Airbnbs. I got a really good deal. Basically, so you're creating a team. Like, you're creating a whole whole ecosystem around income producing assets. Like, there's a maid, there's a house cleaning person, there's a person that does the maintenance. I'm not like Mario, where Mario's gonna get up there
Oh
and
yeah,
fix this.
he's gonna fix the roof.
I go find the
Yeah.
plumbers, the electricians, the painters.
Yeah.
Because if there's something wrong, which nothing's gone wrong so far, other than like a couple little, a broke shelf or something, a broke chair.
Yeah.
But we buy chairs. There's 6 of them that are in the garage waiting to get replaced. So I look at it like a business. This is a business. So when it comes in, people are there. Somebody comes in and cleans it up. They take pictures. I might walk in there like a couple hours before the guest shows up to just put my eyes on it to see that everything is there. But I'm just confirming that with the person who I paid to do it is telling me the truth.
All right. Yeah.
So the next thing is just now duplicate that. Now instead of 1, there's 2, there's 3, and then you have a full-time cleaning person that's just on the payroll.
I say when you get enough, just hire somebody to do the cleaning and the posting and the replying.
They are. You got to, but again, just like any business, you got to scale it enough to be able to afford to say, hey, look, now this business can pay for it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the goal. Like,
Nice.
and it's been working. So I tell everybody, like now, 4 or 5 of my guys that that are in a position to, they want to start Airbnbs. They want to they want to capture some of that as well. So it works. Will Airbnb be around forever? Who knows? We don't know.
I mean, once you figure it out, you might be able to get your own website, and then if you know how to use Google Analytics, or you pay somebody to get you on Google Analytics, your house will just pop up.
Yeah, there's because like you can go to the Southwest Airlines app, and you can put your house on that. Like
Oh,
people
yeah,
search
yeah,
when they search for
yeah,
hotels, your
yeah.
house actually pop up like a listing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's all kind of things, and I'm not even tapped into none of that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I believe that I probably have more room for income on all these properties if I'm not on VRBO. I'm not on Southwest. I'm not on Hotels.com because you can put your house on all these. So
Do they have to like qualify for that, or can you just like put it on there?
I
the
guess
answer is I don't
Is
know.
there some type of
I don't
qualification
know.
I
for
would
that?
guess that. Oh, you're like he's a mass murderer or something like that.
No,
I mean,
don't
yeah,
know.
because how would you know? Okay, this house is safe and this.
Well,
I
like-
think you get rated,
Yeah, you
right?
get ratings, yeah.
You
Okay,
get
so
ratings.
Yeah, like
Somebody-
so I travel. When I travel for work, like I'll go to Southwest Airlines app or another app, Hotels.com, and I'll try to book a hotel. But because of COVID, I was a little leery of hotels. I'd rather go pay a little bit more money and stay in a whole house by myself versus going into a lobby, talking to the front desk, whoever's in the lobby, going downstairs to eat down there. So I would just literally 2020, 2021, I would do nothing but Airbnbs and anything that was listed on Hotels.com that was a house. And so I would look at it, look at the pictures, and if it looked like a nice place, I book it. And so you can do that for anything. I just haven't had the opportunity to put my place on those websites. But I'm sure there's some sort of vetting process.
That's dope, man.
But it works. Like I was telling him, like,
Nah, yeah, I'm gonna do it.
It
I'ma
also
do it.
changes the market. Like, think about this. If I have a house and Mario wants to be my tenant, right? He wants to come in there and rent my house from me. I'm never going to rent it to Mario. He's going to pay me $2,000 a month to live there. I'm making $5,000 over here. Why would I ever do that?
Yeah.
It does change the market.
Facts.
Yeah, no, I agree, man.
They just said like just make sure it cash flows without it being on Airbnb. Like, say if there's another pandemic and everything shuts down again, you could just put a renter in there, month to month or whatever you want to do, and you're gonna still make a profit from your mortgage.
Okay.
Like, because a lot of people are buying.
How was that during the pandemic?
talking about me?
Yeah.
I think it was a scary time. Like if you go back and look at our videos, I was probably like more panicked than everybody. I was like,
shook.
this is gonna last for a while. I was pretty much saying it was gonna last for a while, but I thought the real estate was gonna go pretty much.
It's the
boom.
opposite.
Yeah, but it opposite happened. You never know. You really never know. And I know you just bought your house, and I was like, man.
Yeah.
You brought some property. You were like, I was like
Well-
trying to
well-
poo-poo on your parade, and I was just like, dude.
Well, here's how I look at
Yeah.
it. I do remember like in 07, 08, 09 when the housing market crashed, right?
Yeah.
And I used to slap myself sideways, like, why didn't I buy this? Why didn't I buy that? Why didn't I buy this? Because when things get rough, the majority of the
buying
people,
opportunity.
the majority of the people aren't able to make any moves because they're strapped financially.
Yeah.
So now that's when you can make the moves because you got the money. He who has all the gold makes all the rules, right? So that I looked at it in 2020 and 2021, buy everything I can. I don't care what it was. If it was an asset in a property, buy everything I can because it's only gonna get harder.
Yeah.
So that was my motive. And
Smart.
I could lose. I don't know what, but I only bought properties that had instant equity.
Yeah.
So,
You did like all your properties that were like you.
Yeah.
They were.
I use
like,
the rules of investing.
Yeah. Bottom under market value.
Okay.
So that means if you're going to buy a Gucci purse and you know it's worth $1,000, but I want to sell it to you for $500, you know it's worth $1,000. You're going to buy it all day long, right? Same thing with real estate. I know the house is worth $200,000. I'm going to get it for $50,000. I don't think twice about that. You buy it and without even blinking an eye at it. He knows that. If he sees a deal that pops up and it's like, this makes sense on paper, he doesn't think twice about it.
Yeah.
He's going to close in 15 days.
Yeah.
So it's just the way it is.
All right, I got another question. So, what do you think is the future of like YouTube or like just like our jobs in the future? I have this like weird theory that everybody's going to be like doing like the most one, like I can definitely see this pattern that
Like TikTok.
Huh?
Like TikTok.
Yeah, everybody's trying to be entertained. It's like everybody back in the day, 20 years ago, wanted to be engineers and doctors, right? Everybody that's smart now is like, yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to be an entertainer. I want to talk about what I want to talk about, and I want to make money. And I kind of feel like that's where everything is headed. Now, I don't know if that's such a good thing for America or the U.S., but I can see that that's where all the money's going. That's where all the money's being forced towards.
Right. My concern is the attention span. I feel like everybody has like this small attention span, like this short attention span. You know, these videos on TikTok, they're less than 60 seconds, 30 seconds. So I think that's my main concern, because if these kids are like, oh, you know, I can only sit down for, and everybody has ADD for whatever reason. So I think that's my main concern.
I think that's legitimate too, because I think it's like this whole thing, you know, why people are doing so much meditation, because they're addicted to this dopamine rush. So a lot of people have anxiety, and I think a lot of it has to do with this little dopamine. You always got to be having entertained constantly, which your friend had a book, was like it was called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. You had somebody that talked about it, and I read the book, and one of the things was learn how to be bored. Right? Like every time I'm in line, I always got to look at the phone. I'd noticed that I was like, I always had to be entertaining.
Yeah.
And I think that our brains are just way overstimulated. And sometimes you got to like meditate. You got to get away from it. Kind of like what Josh had to do. You just got to get away from that constant pinging, which sometimes gives us, you know, that high.
Yeah. Right.
Until it doesn't. Until it keeps
It's,
us up at night.
Until it doesn't.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Keeps us up at night.
It's FOMO. It's fear of missing out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
you keep strolling through the gram, you keep scrolling through things, you know, seeing who's doing what and who's who. But you're constantly bombarded. Like, I don't want to wear an Apple Watch because like I don't want my wrist to be buzzing me when my phone is buzzing. My phone is enough. Like my iPad, if I'm not doing something about work related, it's up. I try to put things up because you got so many things coming at you, from your camera at your house telling you that somebody's passed by your front door, to people at work calling you all the time. So like at some point you have to shut it off and just say, look, this is what I'm going to focus my attention on. So like, you got to put your phone down. Like run. How about run without your phone? Go for a run without your phone.
I don't know about all
No,
that.
no
I need
music,
some
no music,
I
nothing?
need some music. But I understand what
I
you're
know about
saying.
all
I
that,
understand
too.
what you're saying. Fellas, this has been an amazing journey and night with y'all.
Oh, I got one more question for you.
Oh.
What's like?
I thought that was a good way to close out.
yeah.
I know.
Hold up.
I've been meaning to ask this question. They keep on
Wrap it up.
like
Mario
going back and
said you
forth.
thought. Okay.
So,
Wrap it up, Q.
How much do you need?
Turn off the camera.
How much do you need to get paid on your podcast or your show to be able to quit your job? Like, what's like your end game?
$80 million.
$80 million.
And I need it
That's it?
tomorrow. Long story short, I need $1 million by tomorrow. Have y'all seen that meme?
No.
Speaking about Instagram and being entertained. Yeah.
Well, this has been
Seriously,
a great show,
$1
guys.
million? Okay.
I think we covered all the
$1 million.
bases. Why don't you tell the general audience who's watching the Mario show on YouTube where they can follow you at if they want to hire you or be on your show,
Be a host.
or have you host something that's local? It is
Yeah. Yeah, so it's Courtney Hall TV. If you search Courtney Hall TV on all platforms, it should pop up. But on YouTube, it's Courtney Hall Presents. And Instagram, Courtney Hall TV. Facebook,
I took
Courtney
a
Hall
look. I
TV.
took a look at your YouTube channel. It's awesome. So
Yeah, Q's gonna
you.
have your little. He's gonna have your name pop up right here.
Oh, right here?
Yeah.
Can I do like this? Right there.
maybe.